so easy to eat whatever we want and to skip on some training for 3 months. But then when we're being strict, 1 week goes by and we're like, oh my goodness, did I get to my goal yet? No. How long is it realistically gonna take for you to undo the damage you did during quarantine? Whether you were drinking too much wine, having too many snacks, or skipping too many workouts, I've got the truth for you. Most of us weren't able to lift weights, or at least your regular gym routine changed or went to nothing. If you overate every night and undertrained every day, it's not gonna happen in a couple weeks. It's realistically most likely gonna take at least that same amount of time to undo what you did. And that's if you are on top of your workouts and on top of your nutrition. The reason why it takes long, and granted three months isn't that long, is after 3 months, we are totally out of the routine, and we need to take that first month and just get back into things. So you can't go as hard into the gym. You need to go pretty easy the first couple weeks of working out to make sure you're not too sore, and then you actually show up again. Those first 2 to 3 weeks is all about rebuilding that routine. All about it. And most of us aren't just gonna turn this nutrition switch back on. It's gonna be a step-by-step process. So increasing water 1 week, slowly getting back into our meal prep, slowly undoing some of those bad habits, and it doesn't happen overnight. So we might go from wine every night to wine 4 times a week, to wine twice a week, to wine once or twice a week, So it's a progression. So within that first month, it's just about rebuilding those good habits. Yes, you could see progress within that first month, but I wouldn't set yourself up for disappointment. In that first month, it's just about getting back into the gym, getting used to working out daily, getting used to eating healthy daily, getting back into a good sleep routine. That's month 1. You can take before pictures before you start, but after month 1, I would highly suggest to just keep going. Month 2, now you've built that routine, you're ready to up the weights, and you're now getting that nutrition in. Depending on how strict you are is how fast you're gonna see results. And you can't do a crash diet here. If you try to lose more than 1 pound a week, you're just gonna burn off muscle. You need to do it slowly in order to maintain it long term. That's if your body's responding well and you're on top of everything. And I never recommend being 100% strict. I always believe in balance. So 80, 20% or 85, 15% is kind of where I'm leaning towards more lately. So that means you're still, having maybe a couple drinks on the weekends, still maybe having more relaxed meals on the weekends, but you're on top of your food throughout the week. This is month 2. It's gonna take time. After month 2, if you didn't do horribly during quarantine, you're probably gonna feel back to your old self. I'd say most people who didn't go totally off track will start feeling really great within month 2. Myself included, it took me about 6 weeks to feel as good as I did before quarantine, before this whole thing started. And I've been training hard. In those first few weeks, I felt like I was just never gonna get back to where I was. I knew that I would, but it just felt like it was taking forever. And it was only 4 weeks. But it's so easy to eat whatever we want and to skip on some training for 3 months. But then when we're being strict, 1 week goes by and we're like, oh my goodness, did I get to my goal yet? No. Focus on more long term. And I have a good base. I carry muscle, I focus on strength training. So the more you focus on strength training, the easier it is gonna be for you to rebound. Month 3 is where the magic can happen. If you are staying with those weekly workouts and you're still doing really well with your nutrition. So fueling your body enough, you can't undereat to get to your goal. Our bodies are smart. If you try to cut too many calories, your bodies will not let you lose fat. If you're not eating enough, you won't be able to build enough muscle. So you have to make sure you're fueling your workouts for long-term success. And I promised in my last video that I was gonna take you through a upper body complex so you can save time when you get to the gym, just because of all the new rules and regulations. You want to be able to get as much bang for your buck as possible when you go. So I'm showing you a upper body complex that I did today. I'm just focusing on getting consistent, getting my weight training done first is always more important to me, and then I can do cardio later. Weight training is number one for me to get that tight look, for me to boost my metabolism, and for me to look leaner. That is what I need to do first, is always focus on weight training. So here I warmed up my upper body with some slow incline push-ups and some tricep dips. Just going nice and slow, ensuring that my shoulders stay down away from my ears and my chest stays open. And just a little reminder that my workouts are always listed down below in the comment section with the sets and reps and all the exercise names, so check that out. So I'm starting off my upper body day with a back move. I like doing extra pull moves over push moves to ensure that my shoulders stay in proper alignment, because most of us, we do everything with shoulders mounted forward, whether we're on the computer or we're sitting or we're on our phone. It's all closing our chest in, so I like to think about pulling the chest open with a row move. So here my head's supported and I'm focusing on keeping my shoulders back in line with my spine, and I'm rowing the weight up with my elbows, focusing on squeezing my scapula at the top of the move. Then I go into a chest move, which is an incline chest press. I like working the incline because it hits a little bit more of my shoulders. And I'm just going nice and slow, as you can see the tempo, focusing on making sure I'm not shrugging the shoulders up, keeping my neck relaxed, and just working on full range of motion and keeping those dumbbells as steady as I can. Then I'm doing another back exercise with a supported incline row. Here I'm keeping my elbows more narrow as I row back, almost grazing the ribs on the way up. Versus the first move, my elbows were going a little wider, like a 45-degree angle. I like focusing on compound moves, so moves that work more than one muscle group. So not only am I working my back here, but my biceps and shoulders, so I'm getting a lot more bang for my buck when I start off this workout. And then I'm going into a pullover exercise. Here I'm keeping the elbows steady. I'm not over bending at the edge of the move. I'm feeling the stretch all along my lats, so my shoulders and my upper back, keeping my knees to shoulder in line and my core engaged and glutes engaged the entire time. I'm not letting my back overarch at the back of the move. I'm going to where my mobility allows me to go. And I love this pullover move because it hits your back, your shoulders, and your chest. So I'm bringing it all together with this fourth move. So once I hit my chest and my back, I like to go on to a shoulder move. So here I'm going a little heavier, so I decide to alternate the seated shoulder press. You can stop the elbows at 90 degrees if that feels better for you, but I have full range of motion, so I'm going all the way down. Option is to rest the weight on the shoulder or off the shoulder will make it harder. Keep the core engaged, try to keep your back against the bench. Keep the neck relaxed and don't allow the shoulders to shrug up as you press the weight. Next, I'm trying to hit the upper back and the rear delt, which is the back of the shoulder. So here I'm trying to focus on keeping my elbow out in line with the shoulder as much as possible. So I'm really isolating that
upper back area. I'm trying to also keep my shoulder down away from the ears and the neck relaxed throughout the move as much as I can. So you may need to go down and wait here. Ensure that you don't twist the torso whatsoever. Your hips and chest need to stay square to the ground throughout the move. So here you're doing an upright row, and as your elbow approaches shoulder height, you're gonna drop the elbow down to allow the dumbbell to continue going up into a straight line and finishing the move with a shoulder press at the top of the move. Keep the core engaged and let the dumbbell lower the same way it came up, keeping it nice and close to the body. So here we're alternating the upright row, thinking about leading the weight with the elbow, almost like you're pulling the elbow away from you to the side. The biggest thing here is to keep the neck and shoulders relaxed. You don't want to over shrug your traps. You want all the tension to go in that shoulder by pulling the weight with the elbow and keeping the hand lower than the elbow.
However long you take off, that's how long it's gonna take to get back on. Yes, it can happen faster, and for some of you, it may be slower depending on age and your hormones, but at the end of the day, you can't expect it to happen overnight. If you took 3 months off, after those 2 or 3 months, take your progress pictures again, check where your weights are, and you should be pretty much where you were before. Yes, there's such a thing as muscle memory, so the more on top of it you were pre-quarantine, the faster you're gonna get back to it post-quarantine. So make sure you watch my last video, which was a lower body complex, and my next video will be coming up soon. Make sure you're subscribed. Make sure you let me know what you wanna see. I hope this helped you set realistic goals so you don't get discouraged. Guys, think about how fast a month goes by. When you look back, it's so fast, but in the middle of it, we're like, oh, why am I not there yet? Set longer term goals. It's just about executing every single day, and in time, you will see results. Don't focus on results every day because it's not gonna happen and you're gonna get discouraged. All right, I hope that helps. Try out this workout. My arms, whoo, I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it. See you in the next video. Bye.